Good evening, everybody. Hopefully we've hit the right buttons this evening and we are live with you on the Creative Expressions Facebook page. Tonight is a very exciting night because we celebrate the stockist launch of the brand new autumn woodwear collection. So tonight we're going to be taking a little look through that collection, and I've got a few demos that I want to share with you, and of course we've got a little bit of natter and chat. So if you are joining us this evening, can you please pop in the comments to let us know that you can hear us and that you can see us and that we're coming across loud and clear this evening, because it always is a fear that we're just talking to ourselves or possibly nobody at all. So yeah, let us know if you can hear us and you can see us and you're joining us. It's always nice to know you're with us as well. I know there's lots of us who, and I'm the same, lurk in sort of the background and don't always say hello, but it'd be lovely for you to say hello, even if it's your very first time joining us. Our chats are always very kind of informal and but just a kind of our way really as a company of reaching out and trying to help and support you in any way we can, give you some inspiration, introduce you to what's coming up, what's going on, what's launching, what's just launched, and really just having a bit of a natter, really, to be honest. They're not overly polished, we're not overly professional, but we do tend to have a good laugh along the way. Now, as always, I'm not here on my own this evening. I have got a hostage in my corner. Shall we say good evening on our hostage cam to our hostage in the corner and say good evening, Peter?
Good evening all, how are we all doing? Hope you've all had a good week. When did we last do a live?
When did we last do it live? I don't know. I don't even know what day of the week we're on.
Evening, I hope we're all okay. Anyway, hope you had
did we not do one last Thursday? Did you?
Might have done.
I don't know.
Maybe Gwen did.
Did we swap with Gwen? I don't know. I have
Gwen,
no
help.
idea. Honestly, I've got no idea. Never have a clue. I barely remember today, let alone last week, honestly. Memory like a fish. I tell you this all of the time. It's not a lie, it's the truth. Memory like a fish. Terrible. Good evening to who's with us this evening. Oh, there's lots of you joining us. How lovely to have you with us. Good evening, Gwen. Lovely to have you here. Hopefully you can keep us on track tonight. You are our pro. We are a bit rogue. So when we step out of line, make sure you give us a little prod or a nudge and tell us that we're doing it all wrong. Very good lives, Gwen does. If you've not joined Gwen traditionally is here on a Thursday evening at 7 PM. So traditionally, because every now and again we do have to break that for different shows and things. But 9 out of 10 times she's here on a Thursday. And if we are going to change it, then of course we'll tell you. Where possible, I swap so that you don't miss out on a Thursday. So there's usually a live most Thursdays, unless we tell you otherwise. And if you're ever concerned at where we are and when we're going to be back, have a little look under the event tab on the Creative Expressions main page, and it will tell you all of our upcoming lives, all of our upcoming show dates, and all of our upcoming demo days, which is when we send Gwen out on her travels around the country to bring inspiration to your doorstep. Very good. She is very good.
She says she has no control whatsoever, lol. She does.
You can prod in the right direction.
Absolutely.
Good evening, Sue. Good evening, Kathleen. Good evening, Sue. Good evening, Samantha. Good evening, Rosie. Good evening, Kim, Lynn, Andrew, Jasmine, Diane, Samantha, Rose, Alison. It's lovely to have you all here. Thank you so much. Loads of you. I think I see Hadrian's Hobbies are with us again this evening.
They are.
They're always very good, very dedicated stockists, always here for our lives. Very grateful you're with us, Adrian's Hobbies. Thank you for being here. And with all of our stockists this evening, if any of you are joining us, please pop a link in the comments. As many of you will be aware by now, I am sure, here at Creative Expressions, we do not sell direct to the public. We only sell through our stockists. So as always, if our stockists are here with us this evening, if you'd like to drop a link or a location, destination, any information about yourselves, not everybody has a website, then pop a little paragraph or a little link into the comments so that you can tell our viewers where to track down the goodies we're going to be sharing with you this evening. There should already be a pinned post that does give us a link to the stockist page on the website, which again, if there are no stockists here other than Hadrian's, which is lovely that they're here, but if there's only just Hadrian's and us tonight, do not fear. You can of course click that link and it will take you through and it will tell you about our other stockists all around the world. Now, as I say, tonight we are going to be launching or celebrating the launch, our stockist launch of our brand new woodwear collection, and we are going to be telling you where you can get this because it's important that you know where to get it from as well. Peter is over in the corner. Peter does not often have fizzy drinks. He's getting the hand on the hip. He's getting the hand on the hip. He never drinks fizzy drinks. Never. But this evening there is a sound effect of a puncher going off in my left ear. I thought the place was falling down. He's so quietly trying to open his fizzy drink. It's ridiculous. Just open the bottle.
I meant to do it
Just
before we
open
went
the
to
bottle.
air.
Just open it. Well,
I think I've got a star.
It's that painful, slow, like, is the place falling down? Just open the bottle. You're all right. Open it.
Have I got a naughty star?
Definite naughty star for in the background. Okay, so where are we? Distracted by the hostage. This is the problems I face. Okay, so this is the brand new collection. Let's have a little flick through it in case you haven't seen it, because it's beautiful and it'll be nice for you to see it just before we move too far on. So this, of course, has been designed by our lovely Francoise Reed. Francoise is just one of the most intelligently transformational designers. She has so many different hats she wears. She goes off on so many different tangents. I absolutely love her style and her collections, and to me she is ultimately woodwear in a nutshell. She just is incredible, and to have her back under the Creative Expressions umbrella bringing you brand new woodwear products is nothing short of just a dream come true, to be fair with you all. And this is her second collection, her second release under the Creative Expressions or new Creative Expressions banner. Now we once again have woodwear under our control and bringing you new goodies. So first item in this collection is her brand new paper pad. This is the Fallen Leaves paper pad. Now I will give you a quick flick through of this because it's nice for you to get to have a little look at it. The recommended retail price of this pad is $10.99. Every sheet is double-sided, and as you may have seen Francoise discuss yesterday on the Hobby Maker shows, she's intentionally designing her paper pads now so that on one side you have your kind of themed element, if you will, matching to the collection. So in this case, all of her leaves have got the same signature numbers and details and scripts and bits running through within the papers. But on the reverse, completely different. And this is intentional because maybe you've got to the end of your kind of leafy project and you'd like to use your papers for something else. Maybe you'd like to coordinate these in with other pages throughout the pad. Maybe you'd like to take this colour scheme and stamp on top of it and add something completely different to it. So standalone reverse, but yet themed into the collection fronts, if that makes sense. And actually I really like that too, because sometimes if the front and the back are themed, how do I pick which side to use? So this way we can pick because we've got no fear that we're going to be using something that we possibly would want for the same project. You're going to be working on that piece instead. 24 double-sided pages, 6 designs, 4 sheets of each. So again, lots of kind of doubles up, if you will, so that you're going to have lots of sheets to go through your project. So if you're going to do like a nice big album or something along the lines of what Siobhan did for our lovely DT samples, then you're going to need multiple sheets. You don't have to buy multiple pads. One pad's going to cover you for quite a long way through. Your pad, as I mentioned, recommended retail price is $10.99. There are then 2 stencils that come out with this collection. We've got this one, I love this. This is the Roots stencil, which looks a bit like a maze. And then we've got our leaves, and these are called tattered leaves. And in with the leaves, you've got the positives and the negatives. So you can do lots of different techniques with those, whether we're masking off with inside the stencil, masking off and embossing, or using the stencil as it is, or actually marrying the stencil up with some of the stamps. They're not quite designed to match necessarily, but they're going to tie in very neatly and of course of the same style to work together. And for stencils, recommended retail price is $5.49 per stencil. Now, woodwear to me, it does lots of things, but one of the things that we have to always kind of evolve around is our stamp collections, because this is kind of the beating heart of the monster that is woodwear. And this to me is where we really get to see Francoise designs come into their own. Aren't these absolutely stunning? 2 different stamp sets here, both A5. The recommended retail price for the A5 stamps is $14.99 per set. The 2 different sets, this one here is called Mushrooms and this one is Leaves. Kind of gives it away because one is full of mushrooms, one is full of leaves. As you can see, not only do you have those signature items on here, as in leaves or mushrooms, you've also got different textural pieces, different numbers, different words like specimen and fungi and bits like that that are going to come in handy to build up amongst your collections. On this side, we've got leaves, we've got some script, we've got autumnal, occurring in autumn, so basically the definition of the word autumnal. We've got leaf, we've got acorns, and then we've got little rings and numbers down that side as well. Now these are going to tie in perfectly, not only with that paper pad that we see, but of course those stencils too. So already we can kind of see how this story is going to build, can't we? Then we're going to move on, and we have got 4 A6 stamps. We have got autumn butterflies. These are a must-have. Aren't these cute? Then we have got autumn borders. Well, personally, one of my favourites, this one. I absolutely love this kind of cherry blossom border, and I also really like this word style. I need to see loads of these different versions, Francoise, if you're watching, because I really love that, and I keep radiating to this part. But on here you've got bonfire, orange harvest, autumn, pumpkin, fall, apples, harvest, woodland, russet, gold, all different autumnal words that of course can be multi-stamped or used on its own. Then you've got layered textures. Now this is a really cool silhouette A6 stamp where Francoise has kind of reversed all of the different bits you're going to see throughout some of her signature items. So you've got notepad elements, you've got text elements, you've got that punchinella style sheeting coming through that actually gives a bit of a bubble wrap kind of vibe. Then we have textured samples. Now again, this is a real must-have because of course it's going to match perfectly with the collection that we're looking at, but actually doesn't have to work with this at all. So this one to me again, true essential, because you could be bringing this into every single grungy mixed media-y style project you ever create, because you've got these beautiful rings that could be bubbles. They could easily be coloured into like a light shade of blue or white to look like little bubbles blowing in the air. You've got that punchinella again. You've got that kind of crocodile skin crackle effect. And then we've got this really cool like ribbony effect. I know yesterday on the shows they referred to it as a tyre track, and Francoise said it was more like a hessian. I can see what she means. It does look like a hessian, doesn't it? But a beautiful little textural stamp there that again, as Francoise refers to these, are worker stamps, meaning that you can take these and you can build your backgrounds out of them. These are real essentials again to be stamping over that paper pad to build those up and give you more texture too. Each of your A6 stamps, the recommended retail price for those ones is $8.99. And then we move on, and these are dinky and cute and just a pocket money kind of stamp set really. These ones are your A7s, and we have got old leaves, we have got fungi, we have got dried leaves, and we have got autumn greetings. And each one of these recommended retail price is just $4.99. Now these ones are more silhouette styles, so where we was looking at the open work of these leaves earlier, these ones are more of a solid stamped image. So again, especially fun if you're going to be working with lots of coloured inks and mediums or embossing powders to make some really cool striking backgrounds. I loved the demo that Francoise did on Hobby Maker yesterday, where she was stamping these using VersaFine Claire pink inks, I believe. It was either pink or a red maybe, like a magenta, let's go with magenta, over the top of the paper pad sheets, and it looked really, really striking to see these stamps being added over that background and really brought to life. Again, lots of different leaves and silhouette elements coming through, including the very cute little spider. I also like the reverse text and numbers that you're going to find throughout those as well. And then verse-wise, we've got Hello Autumn, Autumn birthdays are the best, Autumn carries more gold in its pocket than all the other seasons. Autumn is a second spring when every leaf is a flower, and I can smell autumn dancing in the breeze. So that completes your woodware collection. 4 A7 stamps, 4 A6 stamps, 2 A5 stamps, 2 stencils, and a paper pad in a pear tree.
I knew that was coming.
You had to, didn't you? Sorry, apologies. I often go off on these little singing tangents. So that is your brand new Woodware Autumn collection. Now, as you can see, there is an awful lot going on here, isn't that? Just like the most fun bundle of goodies that if you haven't already found it at one of your stockists, of course, as of right now, you have lots of options to shop, which is something we love, because the more options to shop gives you more places you can find it, more stockists you might discover for the very first time, and of course, potentially a little bit of shopping around for different loyalty schemes and postage allowances and offers and bits like that. So do always have a little look around. Now this evening I can tell you that our stockist list is ever growing. Honestly, even this morning we put up a stockist list of where you could find these goodies, and as the day has gone on, more stockists have come on board and placed orders for this collection. So there is even more than there may have been on the list this morning. So let's give you a little read through just in case you haven't seen the list. If you'd like links to this list, then again check out the stockist list and it will take you through to them. But you are going to be able to find this collection whether it's been announced with them yet or maybe tomorrow or the next day. Sometimes our stockists take a couple of days to get things put online, or maybe they haven't yet quite arrived depending on when they've ordered. But this is the list of places that you'll be able to track this collection down. Have a little look at Glitter Bits and Crafts, Into Crafts, Julia Watts Crafts, Affordable Crafting, Craft Mania, The Out of Town Crafts, The Stamp Hut, The Art of Craft, Gilly's Crafts, Anne Coleman's Crafty Card Making, and of course Hobby Maker. Hobby Maker still have the bundles available from the shows yesterday, so again you can check them out there as well. Now the only other new bit that I haven't shared with you this evening so far is of course not from Woodwear, but from my very own cheeky brand. I know, I was sneaking on anyone's turf, wasn't I? I don't know. This week or today we have launched brand new misters. Oh. Now we brought out 6 of our mica mists just recently and they've been so popular. And when I was chatting with Francoise about her show, she said, I'd like to take the mica mist. Can I take the mica mist? I said, to be honest with you, we don't have much left of the original 6, but I do have 6 that are waiting to be launched. And she said, can I have them? Can I have them please? And I was like, of course you can, no problem. So we've snuck them out with our Woodwear release. You're going to see lots more of these in time, I'm sure, because I know that Gwen loves a good mister. I do too. They will be featured in many a places over many a time, but they are now available for you to stock up on if this is something you've had on your wish list, is more colours in that colour palette. There is a smoky pearl, there is a bronze pearl, there is a spring pearl, a sunset pearl, a coral pearl and a lilac pearl. And if you're wondering, well, how do they look once misted and dried, Jamie? Do not fear, I have sheets for this. So if we have a little look through these, and I know this is tricky for you to see them on screen because you can't always see the pearl, but this is the 6 colours misted out and dried. These are chocked full of mica, so when they mist you can see that beautiful shimmer hopefully coming through on your screens. You can see they're a very soft colour. Francoise was saying this yesterday on air and I agree completely. We purposely paired these back. Usually with a mister, they're very bold, they're very striking, and once you've misted it, that's what you've got and you're stuck with it. With these ones, what we would prefer to do is let you mist. This is just one coat on these sheets, just one light mist over the top of them. But if you want to intensify that, if you want to build that up, you can absolutely repeat and build up and build up and build up to intensify the colours. To me, that's a nicer way of giving you that stepping stone to work with. You can, of course, mist these out and paint with them. You can mix them in with your clear texture base to colour them. You can mix them in with your glittery texture base to colour them. There is loads of different things we can do with a mica mist. And of course, never forget, we can just mist with them too. Those are once again available as of today from our stockists, and those ones are $4.99 each. Just to give you a little overview. Now, before we move on to demos, do we have any questions? Is there anything I've missed? It's always highly, highly likely. But if you have any questions and you'd like to know anything in particular about any of the items we've had a little look at so far, then please let us know in the comments and I'll do my very best to answer them for you. While I let you think about that, let's chat homework. Now, I know our homework competition ended yesterday at 5 p.m, but do not fear, our winner has been chosen and is now about to be announced. Our winner for this week is, insert drum roll because I haven't given you the little box thing. Have I given you the little box thing? You've got the little box thing. Oh, wait for the drum roll. Our winner is... Hayley Ralph. Congratulations, Hayley. If you could please send us an email to, this is a tricky one because I forgot it, jamierogerscrafts@hotmail.com.
Yeah, I was busy looking for the clapping button.
Oh, okay. Distracted by the buttons.
Yeah.
That's all it takes. Distracted. Easily pleased. We are here with a little sound box. All it takes. Thank you again, Kim, for keeping us entertained. So well done, Hayley. Congratulations on taking part in this week. And thank you to everybody who entered #pink. There is a new week's homework already up and running. If you haven't already seen it, I'm going to tell you about it right now before I forget, because if not, I know what I'm like in half an hour's time. It will have gone out of my head and it'll be gone. So this week we are currently on #woodwear. It's as if these things are planned. This week we are looking for you to get creative with your woodwear stamps. It of course can be the brand new autumn collection, but it doesn't have to be. It could be an old gnome, it could be a background, it could be a sentiment, it could be a lovely Christmas scene. It could be anything you have that is brand woodware, old, new or current. All you need to do is get creative. It can be any colour, any size, any shape. And all you have to do is share your creations with us on the group using #woodware. Submit your project as single photos per item and they will then be posted to the page, and as long as they've got #woodware on them, we will hunt through and we will find ourselves our winner next Monday at 5 p.m. and we'll announce it on next week's Monday Night Natter, and we'll tell you then about the future homework as well. If you have no idea what this homework is that I'm waffling on about, you can check out the event section on the group to find out more. The group is Creative Expressions Official Group. And when you head over there, it's your place to share with us everything you've been working on, everything you've been creating with any of the brands that fall underneath the Creative Expressions banner. So it really is your place to shine, and again, your place to ask us questions and show off what's landed. If you've been shopping, if you've gone to a stockist, show us what you bought. If it's come through the post, share your happy mail with us. We are the nosiest people going, and we want to know what's going on in your world. So that's your place to share it with us. So feel free to make yourselves at home, tell us anything about our Creative Expressions world, share with us what you've been making, share with us what you've been buying, share with us what you're up to. Okay, more on that later. So shall we do a demo then? Shall we get creative? I think it's about time, don't you? All this waffling, no working, better do some work. Did we have any questions before we move on?
We did. Gwen has hopped on. Thank you, Gwen. Lynn, evening, Lindy. She was asking if the mica mist can be used with enchanted sprinkles.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And paint with them. Gwen says yes, you can.
Yeah, you could, absolutely. And to be honest, and yes, of course, it is all about our mica mist, but it doesn't have to be. Enchanted sprinkles can be activated with any moisture. So any misters, any texture pastes, anytime you're adding moisture to an enchanted sprinkle, it will activate it. Now the good thing is with enchanted sprinkles is that are packed full of mica, but there is never enough mica in this world, is there? So if you was to mist them with your mica mists, you're going to get even more sparkle and even more shimmer. So yeah, that'd be a really good one to activate your enchanted sprinkles with. Now, not in this collection, but in the original collection of 6, if I have a little look along my shelf here somewhere, I may have one I could wave at you. There is the white one. Now this is my white one, so I'm going to give it a little shake. It's been used, don't fear, your bottles will come full. Mine's been very used, but in this one you've got lots of white mica in here as well, so that one might be a really nice one to start you off with. But you of course have that coloured mica running through them, so whatever colour you work with is going to give you a different colour and different style. Now, talking of different styles and different colours, this evening I thought we would take our mushrooms from our mushroom stamp set off on a bit of an enchanted fairy-esque way. Now, me and Pete often talk about this place, and I don't know if anyone out there is going to have a clue. You should do, potentially, because it's one of the most visited theme parks in the world. But you know I love my theme parks. There is a theme park in Holland called the Efteling, or Die Efteling, I believe, in Dutch. Am I in the right place? I think I'm in the right place. I've been there enough times. I really should remember what it is and where it is. But Die Efteling, love Die Efteling. It is all around kind of Anton depicts kind of artistic world and stories that he told, and it's just beautiful. It's got some beautiful gardens that you can walk through, and then it's got a whole theme park built with it, and it's just an amazing place. And they go very much in for this kind of style and theme throughout the whole of the grounds and the storybook land you can walk through and that. So whenever I see mushrooms and this kind of imagery, it makes me think of fairy tales and this kind of vibe. So I thought, actually, where we've been sharing with you quite a lot of grungy and journaly styles, I know Francoise has gone off on some more colourful versions to what I did, but I thought, actually, let's go full-on fairy and give you a bit of a fairy-esque enchanted version of it. And of course, we just so happen to have some fairy dyes that we can talk to you about as we go through this, but we're going to start off by stamping our mushrooms. So let me just dig in and find mine. Mine are, of course, off to one side. So on our big A5 sheet, we're going to go for this large set at the top here. Now, I love the fact these are already joined together for me. So all 3 of these stamps are perfectly positioned. Now, if I don't wish to use all of them, of course, I can mask them off. I don't have to use all of them at once. And if I would prefer to extend them, maybe I want to do a bigger scene, maybe I want to bring in more fairies and more houses and bits, then of course, on our stamp set, throughout here, we've got different ones that we could add into to build that scene up even further. You've also got, which is actually never to be overlooked, these little cute individual ones too. So again, maybe you want to cut and layer these and build that picture out even further, or maybe you just want to actually tail it down to one side. But as a scrapbooker, especially a scrapbooker who's got photos of that theme park that I'd like to put into an album, this could make a lovely border to run across the bottom of my page that's going to again tie in perfectly with that event or that place. And I also know, again, and I do talk a lot about theme parks, so please forgive me to anybody who's not quite as theme park obsessed as I am, but there is also quite a lot of Disney references to mushrooms. So maybe if you've been to one of the Disney parks around the world, again, you might be looking at this collection and thinking, well, actually, that's going to tie in pretty nicely with some Disney photos I've got and I'd like to scrap as well. So, of course, a collection that not only works for card making, but is going to work all throughout our paper crafting journey. So let's pick up our little trio. We'll place them ones off to one side and we'll bring in some ink. So we're going to use my Black Panther quick dry inks. I love these because they do dry quickly. They're also alcohol marker friendly. They're also waterproof once dry. I can also blend with them, but they're also, and this is where the magic really comes in, they're also pigmented. So if I wish to heat emboss this image, I could add embossing powder over them and heat set that to give me some lovely lines to then watercolour in as well, or just maybe use some fancy colours. But it's a great way to have such a multi-use ink pad all in one pack. And we do those in 6 colours, as I'm sure you know by now. I know you guys, you're very loyal. You do tend to join us most weeks to listen to me waffle on. So, okay, in with our alcohol markers. Now, you're not going to want to watch me do loads of this, I'm sure. But just quickly, we're going to go around some of our image and start bringing to life one of our mushrooms. Because if I often say this, and I do truthfully mean it, I colour like a 2-year-old. I'm not a colourist in any form. When I see the DT samples come through and I see what everyone's creating, I kind of like think, oh dear, you know, I'm meant to kind of know what I'm up to, but when it comes to colouring, oh, I'm terrible. But if you've got the right stamps and the right products and the right kind of distractions, then to me, it don't matter. Now, I know that my work doesn't compare to any of our DTs, or of course Francois, genuinely, and that isn't me fishing for compliments, it's just me calling a spade a spade. I can't sing either. You know, it's just one of them, isn't it? We can't always do everything, but just like I can't sing, so I desperately tried to cover that up, I tried to cover up my bad colouring too, and I find ways around it. And to me, that's what it's about, and actually having stamps that are designed so well, genuinely, the way that Francois designs these to kind of bring in that grungy feel and bring in them different styles, I don't have to be too particular, I don't have to be perfect. They're very forgiving images and very forgiving styles. So I can really go to town with them and kind of explore outside of my comfort zone when I fear that it's going to end up looking rubbish. Does that make sense? Hopefully. Even like these little dots. It's like if I was, and I'm not with this one, I'm just going to keep this nice and simple. But if I was to think, well, I'm going to do some shading, and I struggle to know where to do the shading. Because Francois has already put these dots throughout the design for me, I can straight away go in and add colour in them areas, knowing that it's not going to look daft or out of place, because there's already structure put in there for me. So again, I do truthfully feel the Francois stamps are a great place to start, especially if you're not used to colouring or you're not confident in colouring like me. They can be a really good starter stamp. Okay, I'm just going to test this colour off down here, if you can see that. I always colour off to one side just to check. Again, and I often talk about this. My markers are just cheap markers. They're not the best markers. We've chatted about this. Pete needs to buy me some posh markers. It's still not any posh markers.
Have you been reading Jasmine's comment?
Well, is she commenting today that I need
She
posh
says,
markers?
is Jamie hinting about posh pens again, lol?
Not yet, but I'm starting. This
He
was my
is, Jasmine.
start. I do need some posh pens. I've only got 4 pens.
Even Kim thought that too.
Yeah, I'm on the hint. Christmas is coming. I do need to start, you know, planting them seeds. I don't want socks this year, Peter. I want posh pens, please.
Whoever bought you socks?
You don't normally buy me anything. Socks are a bit of a compliment.
Listen to him. Where's my violin? Hang on, which button do I press for that?
You don't have a get you out of trouble violin sound.
I'm waiting for the wah, wah, wah.
That's me and my sorrow for no Christmas present.
No socks.
No socks. I don't even get socks. I don't get nothing. Very poor. So yeah, and then we're going to go in with some green, and this green isn't the best. It's very shoddy pens, not good pens at all. So we're going to then go in, I'm going to try and add in a bit of texture to make that look more sharp and like grass coming up at the bottom of the mushrooms. And then I think this time I'm going to add them in as green bits, but last time I did them as mushroomy bits, but I wasn't too sure if they were meant to be green or mushrooms, so we're going to go green for this one. And there we have kind of the basis of what we were aiming for. Now you can do that more professional than what I have. It's not the end of the world. Could I have my ultra fine glue bottle, please, out the other row?
Still recovering over the mushroomy bits.
My mushroomy bits. Well, I don't know if they're meant to be grass or mushroomy bits. Francois would know. Very talented artist, so they'll be there for a reason. I think they're meant to be green. I don't know that much about mushrooms. We're going to go green. They're going to look like grass on this one. I didn't last time. I went beige. Ultra fine glue bottle, please. Do you know where that is? If I sit on my chair in the tub to the right. Yeah.
Old squeaky door.
Squeaky door. We'll come back to that when Pete's bought me my glue, because I forgot my glue in the ultra fine bottle, and I think I need ultra fine. So okay, on to some fairies. Let's chat fairies, shall we? So in this collection, I thought it would be fun to bring in some fairy houses and bring in some fairies. Now, I know lots of you are going to have these in your collections already. If you haven't, then they are available. They are dies we have bought back. I couldn't have a world without fairy houses in it and a little fairy collection. So they are ones we have replenished since the reintroduction of the Creative Expressions world. So again, check out your stockists. They may not have gone through yet. We have done an awful lot in a very short space of time, and our stockists, I feel, possibly are reeling and knowing what to purchase and what to stock up on. So they might not have got them yet, but I'm sure if you talk to them, they'll happily order them in for you. We have two different sets in the fairy village. We have got the floral dwellings and we have got the woodland dwellings. The floral dwellings is CED JR108 and the woodland dwellings is CED JR107. Now these sets are designed that they could intermix and work together, and that is exactly what they are designed to do. So you have got grass in one of these that you can layer over the flowers if you would like to. The flowers and the grass are both attachable dies, so you can do them as long as you wish to and they stay attached to your card. You trim off where you want to have them so you can build up and create 3D depth. You'll have trees that coordinate, moons, more mushrooms, clouds to build up the top of your scene. You've got the moon as well if you want to have a night scene instead of a day scene. You've got flowers. You've even got a little lamppost made of flowers that you can add into your village to make it look like it's all lit up ready for the evening if you want to. You've got a little fence, a little picket fence that you can use with your houses, and you have 4 different mushroom houses. These to me are so cute and so much fun, and in today's demo we're going to be using this little house over here to match in with our mushroom family. Now what you might not know about the fairy collection is this started and spawned quite a few other pieces. It actually all started with this one here, which is our Fairy Wishes fairy. Now this one is CED JR074, and the original one, as you can see, is quite a nice size. She's quite a big little fairy there and perfect focal point. When we look through our smaller sets, you will also find that she reappears over here in this set in miniature, and this again was done intentionally so you can take these throughout your collection. So if you see her here in large and here in small, but it's the same fairy as close as I could possibly get it in little and large to give you more scope to build and continue your theme. Then we have got Moonlit Phoebe. So Phoebe, of course, is sitting on the moon. She again has got a little toadstool and she's got the word love. You'll often see this appear because it's a lovely little sentiment I bring in time after time because it's so small. It fits in all of those areas where sometimes you just can't fit big things and big sentiments. So I often bring out that little love and use that in many places. We've then got Fluttering Ivy. Now Ivy again is a beautiful sitting fairy. You will find her again in miniature in one of the sets. We're going to be using her in this demo as well, and this one comes with birthday wishes as its sentiment, as well as little butterflies and wands and stars. And then lastly we've got Starry Angela, and Angela comes with the sentiment make a wish, a few stars and again a wand. Then to build up your scene, and this is important because you might want to bring these into your mushroom sets and your autumnal sets, so it does all kind of coordinate, which is why I'm sharing this with you this evening. There is a corner flourish for the fairy village, and the corner flourish has a hanging swing with it, so you can hang the swing and sit the fairies on it if you wish to, or other characters. And the corner can be used on your envelopes to be a little point on there. It can of course be corners on a scrapbook page or in a journal, or of course around your card, and it can be trimmed down as well, which is kind of nice to be able to snip it down to make smaller corners too. It's actually very, very, very pretty, and of course the flowers can be used to decorate up that corner if you wish. There is also a magical door. So all fairies need a magical door to disappear through, and this one is no different. So in this fairy village we have the magical door with ivy, a little tree trunk that holds up the postbox, letters and mushrooms to build up and tell the scene, of course, at our door. And then lastly in this collection we have got the floral branch. So if you would like to bring in a branch to stand or sit or hang your fairy, or not hang, that's wrong, you can't hang a fairy, but create your fairy scenes from, then you absolutely can do. I actually think we did have one hanging off of that, those little Christmas baubles. I think Sheila Walsh did a lovely card when these come out, where she hung fairies on strings and made them look like baubles. So maybe you do want to, but nevertheless, a branch that you can build up in many directions and build up to really sell the sort of fairy woodland theme, if that's what you'd like to do. So that is your fairy collections from me at Creative Expressions, which is what we're going to be working with in this set. So to speed this up, let's go back to our mushrooms. Now we've got our glue, and bring in our glue. Now all I'm going to do is use the glue from an ultrafine bottle, and I've wrote on the bottom of this one with a Sharpie PVA, because of course I've got my dotty stuff in one of these now as well, and I can't go getting the two confused because that could end up in a very different effect. So with this one, all we're going to do is we're going to keep these nice and shallow. We don't want big dots on this one, and I cannot lie, we just want to go for some little fine details. So we're going to trace around some of the areas, not all of them, but anywhere in which we wish to add some glitter. And we're going to go all over these, but we don't want to lose the numbers, so we're going to really pat that glue out so that it's not too thick, because if it's too thick, although it's going to dry clear, it's going to cling onto more glitter, and the glitter is white, and then we're not necessarily going to see the numbers. And I want to see the numbers because I want that to carry on the sort of texture and vibe of what's going through underneath it. Then we're going to go across the bottom there of that mushroom, all the way up the side there, and then I think I'm happy with that. So we'll stop there and we'll bring in our glitter. Now of course today I did mention we will be using our diamond white glitter. So this is our gemstones glitter. Oh, that's a new pot, isn't it? That's a bit full, that's a bit chocker. These pots really do come that full. We haven't added any to that, and I must have used it because the lid isn't in place. So I've even used some of it, and yet it's still that chocker and full on the top there. There is so much in these. For the price point, these are ridiculous. They should be triple the price really, and I think they would be if there were many other brands, being honest with you, because there is. And I know this is a silly thing to do, but when you actually look at it, if you tip the whole pot out, look how much glitter's in that pot for your pennies. There's an absurd amount of glitter in there, and I always think that's really good, because I don't know about you guys, but glitter is something I use an awful lot of, so it's good if we, and there's still more in the jar, if we can bring you more for your money, then we're doing our job right. And I think that's certainly, oh, there's so, oh my goodness, I think I might even have to tap the bottom of my pot to get it all to sit in there again. There is that much in here. I've got a little mound on the top of my jar. That's ridiculous. Settle back in. Okay, well, nevertheless, it isn't like we can't afford to spare a little bit, I suppose, so it's not the end of the world. But yeah, very good value for money in the diamond white glitter. And as I'm sure many of you know, we had all of our glitters originally done in our little perfume bottle style bottles, but we are currently on the change to bring them to you all in the little pots as we replenish them. So some of them will come to you in these pots, some of them will come to you in these pots. I promise you the value is the same, it's just the bottle that they're coming to in. And it was your feedback that suggested you'd prefer a sort of easier access bottle than the very pretty perfume bottles, which I am going to be honest, I was a little bit saddened about, but I can understand the practicality of it, so hence the switch in bottles. Once we've tapped off our excess glitter, you can see that we have built our little fairy scene, and like here you can still see your numbers coming through because we didn't put too much glitter on them. That was intentional so that we could still see enough of that going through. Now I have one here that I've already had done. My darling parents have been in and created me some kits. so that they are ready to share with you. Very, very lucky that they pop in and make my little kits for me so that I'm ready to go when it comes to our lives. Now they've coloured this one in and done exactly the same as we have and added some glitter onto it. So we're going to take this and we're going to layer this onto a piece of black card, just so that we've got a nice black mat to match in with our black stamping. As we go through the rest of the layers on this card, we're going to bring in our card blank and we're going to start off with a piece of white card that I wanted the edge to match in perfectly with my little mushrooms. So I've gone for the same alcohol marker and I've just coloured around the edge of it so that we've got the same shade of red running around it. Peter, you look like you've got a question. Do you have a question?
No.
Oh,
no,
you sort of sat up straight,
no.
like you was kind of gonna...
Hayley says if you stand still too long in a house, you get glittered. Use
Who was this, sorry?
Hayley. She
Oh, that's fair.
use it all the time on her cards.
That's fair, there's nothing wrong with that. So then we're going to cover up the middle of this one so that we just get that nice little coordinating red edge running around the side. Now for speed, I've already gone ahead and we're going to be playing with this paper shortly, but we've added on a piece of the linen paper, the linen texture paper. We'll take a little look at that on our next demo. But I've added a piece of that onto a piece of black. And I really like this white one for this because when you add it onto black, you kind of see the black come through from underneath it, and that kind of darkens it down, gives it an even more vintage effect, which I really actually like. If you didn't want to do that, then of course you could place it onto a piece of white first. But as I say, I genuinely like that toned down, more distressed look of it. Then on the base of our scene, when we go back to building up our scene in a minute, it's going to be handy if I've already put my sentiment in place. So we're going to bring in So Thankful for You, and we're going to place that down on the base here. Now, I wasn't going to show this to you actually, but I'm going to have to because I haven't got the stamps in any other way. This is the stamps that I've used to get this stamp off of. So this is from the Creative Expressions Autumn collection. So we've got Warm Winter Wishes, So Thankful for You, Thinking of You, May the autumn be the harvest of happy times for you, Cherished Friend, Hope you feel better soon, The magic of autumn is in the air, Hello, Happy Birthday, and Falling Leaves, Cozy Evenings. And that one is from Creative Expressions Autumn collection. So I've just bought in the So Thankful for You, which is great because we don't have to use them for just autumn, do we? Now, onto our little houses. When these houses cut, you can send them through with your rubber mat, or you can cut 2 pieces of card at once, or you could even, if you wanted to, use a ball tool. And we're going to get that to focus. Come on in there. There we go. So these will deboss for you. So all of your details are on these houses ready to go. So when it comes to colouring them or painting them or adding addition to them, it's actually very, very easy to do so. So that's exactly what we've done. We've gone in with some alcohol markers and we've coloured them in. We've then gone in again with that glue tip and we've added some more little glue on there and added some diamond white glitter so that some of the areas of our mushroom house sparkle. And then we're going to bring our little mushroom house in and we're going to stand that just off here under the shadow or cover of our little mushroom. We're then going to bring in these miniature mushrooms. Now these ones are the die cut ones that are going to kind of come in with a fairy village. There are some really cute little mushrooms in these sets as well. So like this one, you could be using those and stamping into the background if you wanted more silhouettes or more of a night sky, or you wanted to match in with that number set, because again these have got numbers dotted around them to coordinate too. So there are different options for this if you don't have this die set, or if it's not something that you want to dye, you might actually wish to stamp it instead so it coordinates through. But we're going to bring in our little mushroom, we're going to add some glue onto the reverse of these, and you're going to place them on. Now, was anyone paying attention yesterday? I'm sure you was, because I know, like me, you follow every word, but I forget everything. When Francois come on with, I can't remember what show it was now. Was it the first show or the second show? See, this is showing how bad my memory is. I honestly have no idea. But when she went live on one of her shows, she was talking about how in the green room she had been reading up on mushrooms. Can you remember how many types of mushroom there were in the UK alone? It was something like 2,000 different types of mushroom we have in the UK alone.
Really?
Really?
Wow.
I can't remember if it was 2,000, but it was some ridiculous number like that. It was a really high number of different types of mushroom that are available just in the UK. And that to me was kind of cool because it shows again how we can go off on different colours and different themes and different styles with our mushrooms to tell a different story, because of course there are so many different ones that we could be kind of recreate on our projects. Now this is our little sitting fairy that I've added in here. Again, coloured and just a little bit of glitter sprinkled onto the wings of these. And then I've brought in some of the butterflies as well. I'll show you where the butterflies come from in just a sec. These again are lovely, beautiful debossed elements that are going to come to you throughout your die sets. These again will be in those fairy villages, if I remember rightly. Or am I telling you porkies? I think I might be telling you porkies. Where did the butterflies come from? The butterflies are in this one. So the butterflies are coming with fluttering ivy, and they are these butterflies going down here. And I've just gone for the smallest one and the largest one, if I remember rightly, from that little set. And then of course we've got the big sets that do give you a couple of little butterflies and bits, like this little butterfly, this little dragonfly, so you could be using those ones if you prefer. And then there is your miniature fluttering ivy, which is the one that we've placed up here on our mushroom. So that completes your first card of the evening. Now we, as always, would like to give away what we make this evening. And in true style, I have a silly question to ask you, just because I like to see your chit and chat, because it gets very boring around here when all I've got to chat to is my dear hostage. So we have to make sure that you interact with us to make sure that I have something to pick on him for to find out. So this evening's question, if I can find my card, I think I can remember it. Basically, in short, if you was a fairy, what would your name be? Funniest answers are going to be the most fun, so feel free to be creative as you wish to. But a bit like sometimes, and you might see this, it comes up with like, what's your drag name if you put the year you were born with your mother's maiden name and then what you ate for dinner last night, that kind of thing. So they can be as silly as you want them to be, but we would like to know, if you was a fairy, what would your fairy name be? Are you bracing yourself for the answers to this one, or is it just me that feels like we need to kind of brace and be prepared for some funny answers? But go for it. Fill the comments, enter as many times as you like, as many silly fairy names as you can come up with, and Pete will make sure that he picks one winner to send out the cards that we make this evening. So yeah, join in, have a laugh. Even if you've never commented before, this is your night to shine, your moment to share with us your fairy name. Okay. Any questions before we move on to demo number 2?
Apparently there's approximately 15,000 species of fungi in the UK.
In the UK? 15,000? I was sure she said 2.
According to Alison and Siobhan.
Wow.
Siobhan has got a botany degree, so she's...
I'm going to nod like I know what that means. I'm guessing it has something to do with mushrooms.
Botanicals, something like
Nodding.
that. Probably goes mushrooms.
Sounds intelligent. That's a very incredible thing to have a degree in.
Kim wants to be called the beer fairy.
The beer fairy. See, they're the kind of silly answers we need. That's what we wanted. But no, they can be sensible too if you prefer. It is your chance to shine. So, okay.
Do we get named by the viewers?
I think it's best we don't ask. I had fear in my heart when I brought up this topic and question. I don't know if we want to encourage anyone to share names for us, Peter.
I think you need to look at Jasmine's.
I'm not looking, I don't want to know. Might bring back past trauma. So we're going to stay out of them. Okay, so moving swiftly on. I thought we'd go a bit more vintage because we've done some very pretty and fairy-ized ideas. So let's go and show you a kind of different, more autumnal version with this collection instead, because of course it can be whatever you want it to be. And that truly is the beauty of this collection. So we're going to start off back where we just was with our trio of mushrooms. We could even leave them there actually. And we're going to bring in, and this I have to say again, thank you to Siobhan and Laura. Genuinely, if you see my post on woodware this morning, you will know I have become a touch obsessed with this. This is using our linen paper to stamp on, and it's theirs too far. They sent us in all of these amazing samples using this paper and stamping on it, and I've got a little bit carried away. Now, if you haven't seen this already, this come out last week, the week before, sometime recently, but not that recent because I can't actually remember it, but not that long ago that it's been here for long.
He's worrying that neither of us can remember stuff.
I feel I've always been like this, but you used to be on it. Now you're as bad as me. Well, it's fine. It's not a problem. I just think it's lingering with me that's done it. I think I've ruined you. I've spoilt you. Spoilt your memory. So with this is our linen texture paper. There are 10 sheets per pack. as you can see, we can stamp on lots of these. We can die cut from this. We can emboss it. There is so much we could do with this. I genuinely, truthfully, absolutely would urge you, if you haven't had any of this, to just get one pack and give it a go, because I was like, I don't know. We got our samples come through, and from that moment forward, I can't put it down. I keep sneaking it in to just about everything I have been doing in every way and shape and form I can be doing it. And now I can stamp on it. Oh my goodness, that opens up a whole new world that I want to get creative with. So colour wise for these, you have got calico, you have got tree bark, you have got woodland grey, you have got ivory, crimson, charcoal, and a very yummy sage. And you get 10 sheets per pack in each of those, and they are $4.99. Recommended retail price. And again, I'm pretty sure by now, if you have a little look around on the stockist list, you will find plenty of stockists that have that available, because it is a yummy go-to paper. It is, just in case anyone would like to know, 130 GSM. And we're going to go into it again with our same ink pad, and we're going to stamp over the top of this. So I've gone for this lovely brown. What was the name of that one? Is this the tree bark? Yeah, this is the tree bark that I've gone for. So one of the darkest shades actually, which of course is going to affect what we do on top of it, because if we're stamping on it or you're going to colour it with alcohol markers, bits like that, then of course it's going to come up slightly different shaded to your alcohol marker. Your alcohol is going to absorb into it, you might not see it as well. Stamping on it, it is full of texture, so you might want to reapply a couple of stamps or a couple of goes to get a real good impression, but as you can see, we can build up with those nicely. So we're done with our little trio of mushrooms for the moment, so we'll remove this one from our block. We'll place it back onto our sheet. We will attempt to be tidy, although I say that I haven't yet put away them ones, have I? Honestly, you think as my assistant in the corner, he would have swooped in and done that. I think that's star number 2 for Peter this evening, because he hasn't subtly, you know, put them away. Can we pick on him for that? I don't know if we can. It's too late now, isn't it? And then we're going to go on to our autumnal butterfly set, or autumn butterflies, this one's called, isn't it? And we're going to go for this one. Now, we could have gone for this really nice big shabby butterfly, or we could have, should we go for the dragonfly actually? I think it might be nice to do the dragonfly on this one. So we'll bring in the dragonfly. So we'll bring this one in. And all we're going to do is, I'm sure you can guess already, but we'll line it up just in case I move anything. So, oh, there we go. That ain't a good start, is it? Stick it back where it's meant to be. And we're going to ink these up, and we'll stamp these over the top. And we'll give that good firm push down, see if we can get away with stamping it just once, so that's a bit better, isn't it? And then we're going to move that up there. Now, if I was doing this on my own, I'd clean my stamp in between, just in case I move it and I've got a bit of marking on there and I can't quite match it up again. But you don't want to watch me clean stamps, you just want to see some quick demos, don't you? So we'll go off the edge and we'll stamp that one there. Oh, perfect. And then we're going to move this down without sticking my mucky fingers on it. Because of this top one, we're going to go... We'll go off the top. I always think it looks better if things go off the edges and off the tops and bits, because then it kind of looks more intentional, doesn't it? So give that one a little stamp as well. And there we have our little trio of dragonflies flying away above our mushrooms. Bring that back up for you so you can see what we've created. Now, of course, just like all of the other sets that Francois brings us, there are lots of different pieces in here that we could use. So we might bring in the number 3 or the number 9 or some of these textural elements, or we've got the word flutter and butterfly in this set as well. So we could potentially add in some wording or some texture and numbers. Of course, we've got numbers found throughout the different images, but we could start building this scene up. Actually, I'm going to do that because I think that might be quite nice. I'm going to add the little number 3 going off the side here. We've got them. Do I want to add something else? Let's bring in this number as well. I'll add that one up in there. I didn't do this on the original, so it'd be nice to do something slightly different. And we did go for a different image as well, actually, didn't we? So we're already off on a slightly different tangent, but we'll bring those in. Now, I'm not gonna take the surprise at all from you, because it's not fair. But have you all seen that our dear Gwen is with you on Thursday evening? And I know this is coming thick and fast, she's got a sneaky peek night. On Thursday, Gwen is going to be sneaky peeking a brand new collection from Sue Wilson. And on Saturday, she will be on Hobbymaker, bringing you 2 hours of inspiration with it. Now, I can't tell you a lot because it wouldn't be fair for me to steal Gwen's thunder, but I am going to tell you that I adore this collection, and I mean adore it. I'm not going to tell you anything about it because, as I say, it wouldn't be fair, but it is, I think it's a must-have, and I have a feeling that a lot of you are going to go, hallelujah, about time, and I think you're going to really, really like it. I might be wrong, you'll have to tell me next Monday, but I think you're going to like it. So if you have plans for Thursday evening, you may wish to cancel them, because Gwen will be live with you at 7 right here on this page, bringing you about an hour of inspiration. She's got a lot of samples, and I mean a lot of samples. The DT have been very carried away in what they've been creating, and I can see why, and they have got a lot to share with you. So if you're available Thursday evening, come and see Gwen. 7 p.m, for I'm going to say an hour of full-on inspiration with a brand new collection that will launch exclusively on Hobbymaker at 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. on Saturday. As I say, I'm not going to tell you anything more about it, but join Gwen. I don't think you're going to be disappointed. Just why we colour in some mushrooms again. You've seen me colour these, why have I picked the mushrooms again? As you can see though, your colours are going to be, if you think back to our original, that's the same shade of red, but if we bring that in, you can see the red is very different, of course, depending on the colour we're colouring over. And you could use a different type of pen if you prefer, but of course, when we're talking alcohol markers, they're going to react to the colour that you're colouring on. They're not going to, you know, they're going to absorb into that colour and take that colour on. And actually, I really like that because it straight away takes our image from being very colourful and cheerful and fun, and actually gives it a much more rustic and deep effect, which is literally what I wanted to share with you and how I wanted this to go. So it's nice to see that kind of plan come into action. We're going to use the same colour of beige to do, I'm going to call it a trunk. Would you call it a trunk for a mushroom? You'd call it a trunk for a tree. Do you call it a trunk for a mushroom? I don't know. Stalk? Stalk. Is it a stalk? Do you not just have stalks on flowers? It's not a flower, it's a mushroom.
Need Siobhan in the room.
Siobhan will tell us, is it a trunk? Is it a stalk?
A stalk.
You're committing to stalk. You're locking in stalk.
I'm locking in. That's my final answer.
Final answer.
I'm not sure what I get.
Not a lot.
Gwen says a fairy name would be Thunderflies.
Thunderfly. Now that's a good.
Flies.
Thunderfly. I did say Thunderflies, didn't I? I did. I know.
Flies.
No. You did. I did. Well then why did you stress it at me like I'd got it wrong? That's star number 3 for you tonight, I think.
3? Where was number
3?
2?
Number 2 was not putting the stamps back on the block.
Oh, okay.
And then all we're going to do is we're going to bring in a gold gel pen, and we're just going to highlight a few areas because I wanted to lift this a little. And I wanted to, you remember that stamp that said about autumn dancing in the breeze? And then there's that other stamp as well, isn't there? That golden one. So this again could be a nice way to kind of link those in if you wanted to. But for this, we're just going to add in, and we're not trying to colour in each of the dots on the mushroom. We're just going to add in some details. Not loads, just a few bits here and there. I'm going to go down the side of this one, down the stalk. That could be a...
Stalk is the general opinion.
Stalk?
Mm.
Is that what you committed to?
It was, yeah.
Was it?
Got a few, quite a few. Siobhan says stalk.
Oh, Siobhan would know.
Siobhan's bro. She's on it.
She is. Okay, so a few little doodles, nothing too heavy. Just pick out a few bits. Again, trying to add in that autumnal effect. So we'll move that one out of the way. We'll take that one out of the way for now. I'll come back to that later and carry on colouring. And we'll go on to our card. So this time, because we've used a gold gel pen, we're going to bring in that golden halo, or golden edge to go with it. So piece of mirror card to go on first. And then we're going to go, because we've stamped in black, we want to, again, tie into that black stamping. So we're going to use a piece of black card to go over the top of our mirror. And again, we're using our 1mm foam tape between each of these layers. So we've got just a nice little lift, nothing too dramatic, just a small bump up. So again, still postage friendly, but gives a little bit of a shadow between each layer. It was funny listening to Gwen the other night. She was like, I never used to use foam tape. Now Jamie's come along and I don't stop sticking things down with foam tape. And I was like, oops, oops. Taken her down the wrong line of the world of foam tape. But it is, isn't it? Once you start foam taping your layers, then you realise just how that little lift, not a huge lift, not a 3mm lift, not a 4mm lift, just that 1mm lift, that little shadow that it creates between the layers really does give an air of luxury. Then on this one, we're going to bring in I Can Smell Autumn Dancing in the Breeze. I think we're going to have to go a little, I don't want to be that high. We're going to go there, I think, because our bow is going to come in as well. And then we've got a little bow that I've already cheated, and I've added a little foam pad to the back of it, and we're going to place that just up on that corner. And there we have it. Card number 2, a more autumny version, created again with our mushrooms and our autumnal woodwear collection. Any questions about card number 2, Peter? I hear you keep chuckling, so I know that you've got some funny entries for the competition, which if you haven't yet entered, let us know what would your fairy name be. Any others you would like to share with us while I set up for demo number 3?
I think there's just still a lot of love for Gwen's name of Thunderflies.
Thunderflies. Thunderflies is very cute.
Mary's name would be Shimmer Moonbeam. Mary Ellis.
Shimmer Moonbeam. I like that.
Lovely Diane would be a Rainbow Dotty Fairy.
A Rainbow Dotty Fairy.
Lovely Diane.
Rainbow drops. I've had rainbow drops in years. They're rainbow
Oh,
drops, the
Rice
little like
Krispie style things. Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
oh.
Yeah, I remember them. You can shovel them in, can't you?
Well, shovel most things in, to be fair, Peter. But yes, they too can be shovelled in at a rapid rate. I won't deny. Okay, so we are back again. I've got a bit of a mushroom thing going on tonight. I hadn't realised till this stage how many mushrooms we're playing with. But we are going to go back to that same set. That was bad planning. Lots on that set tonight. I haven't given you much inspiration with the others, have I? I'm going to get in trouble. Pete might have to give me a star for that. But we are going to stick with our mushrooms, and we're going to go for this big set here, this duo. Because this time I wanted to share with you how, again, these could be done on any size and style of card that you wish to work with. So we're going to go for a nice little slim line this time. If I can retrieve me fairy, there we go. We'll take her off to one side. And we're just going to bring in a small piece of card, and exactly the same as before. And you've seen me stamp quite a bit, and I've gone on for over an hour, so you're probably bored to tears of me. So I've taken that, I've stamped that in exactly the same ink, just like so, so we end up with our mushrooms in place. Did exactly the same as what I did before. I've coloured in with some alcohol markers, I've brought in some glue and added on some sparkle onto my little dots and bits going around my mushroom. And then we're going to bring in, again, our card blank and a piece of black card, again, tie in together what we've been working on, and then we're going to lay the black card down and we're going to add this panel over the top of it. We're cheating this time. This is speed crafting at its finest. We're then going to bring in a couple of panels. Now I forget which one this comes with. I'm sorry, I should know this, but this is one of our sentiment panels, and we're going to wrap this around on the top here. And I've purposely done my colouring quite shaded to match in with the colouring that I've got on my actual mushrooms. And then we're going to lay a white panel over the top of that one, and we're going to wrap these round to the reverse. And you could have scored these if you wanted to, so it was a bit more professional, but we're just going to wrap ours round, and we're going to pull this bit back, and we're going to anchor that down to one side, and we're going to anchor that down to the other side. Oh, no, we're not that side because we haven't pulled that bit back yet. Now we can. I'm going to anchor that down, and then we'll come back to those in just a sec. We'll flip that back round to this side, just so we've got that wrap round piece on the top there. We're then going to bring in our glue, and this time we're going to go for the words best wishes to add onto the top. Now this is actually one of the sentiments I bought out with the fairy collection from Creative Expressions. It comes out with its own little sentiment, like panels, bars to work with as well. And there's 6 of these, if I remember rightly, in the Pierce Sentiment collection, and 6 Christmas ones. But this is the best wishes. I really like this font. I loved how these come out. And again, these are ones that we've reordered and have available for you once again. So if you didn't collect these, there's still time to get them. We're desperately trying to, as much as we can, build up kind of the back catalogue of Creative Expressions items and woodwear items as we kind of move forward, because we know there are so many essential pieces that it's nice to be able to sort of dip back in and have available for you once again. We can't do it with everything, obviously, there are limits, but where we can, we're certainly trying to. So we're going to take that now, we'll take these panels pieces off, and we'll pop this down onto our card blank, and that will help hold them white pieces back in place. And then on the top of this one, we are going to go back for one of our big fairies this time. We used the little fairy earlier, didn't we? This time we're going to go for a big fairy, and we're going to bring in Moonlit Phoebe. And Moonlit Phoebe is once again going to take centre stage, and she is going to sit on top our mushroom. So we're going to bring her in and place her just off to one side. With our wand in the air, exactly the same as before. We've coloured her in with alcohol markers, and we've added some glue down and put some of the diamond white glitter over her wings. Now this fairy is very pretty because of when she cuts, she also debosses and bricks in quite a lot of details on her dress. And again, really easy to go in with a gel pen and highlight those. Hopefully you can see that coming down on her dress on these ones. I've added in some little gold swirls into the deboss areas. And that completes our third demo of the evening. I know that one was super speedy, but we do now need to pick a winner to send these out to, because it would be a shame not to share them. A shame not to send them out and give you a little bit of inspiration to hold on to. I don't know where I've put the card from number one that we're going to send out. So Peter, if you haven't already, can you start thinking of your winner while we recap a few bits and chat die of the week? What's the chuckle?
I thought you was expecting me to do the little, it's the
Die of the week.
It's the
Die of the week. We need a little jingle. We need to sort this out. We need to. Did you pay attention? I didn't. I will be honest. I was late to the party. I was running in. But on Monday, yesterday, Francoise did an interview with Adam Humphreys on Hobbymaker. And when I did an interview and Gwen did an interview, we both had individual little jingles that was played out at the beginning of the live. Did Francoise have one this week? Do you know?
I don't know.
I don't know. I literally ran through the building with an iPad and sat down as it counted down from 3 seconds. So I didn't get to see it gone silent. And I was like, what's going on with the iPad? And then they started talking and it was okay. But if you haven't seen that, lovely little interview. And it's actually really nice because obviously, and this is fair because this is what it is, when we're on air, we have like a certain amount of time to, of course, go through the products and then demo and do all of these different bits with you to make sure that you get a good overview of the collection and what we're there for. But actually on the lives, like Craft O'Clock, there's kind of an hour there that you get to delve into us as demonstrators and designers and more about the collection. So if you haven't seen that, do go watch that back on the Hobbymaker Facebook page. I'm sure it'll probably be on the Hobbymaker YouTube channel as well, but it was on yesterday at 12 o'clock, so I know for sure it's on the Hobbymaker Facebook page. You can go back and watch it and it'll be there for another 28 days because they hold them there for 30 days. But if you didn't get to see it, well worth watching. Equally with Francois shows, if you didn't get to see those yesterday, then of course you can watch those back on the Hobbymaker website, on their YouTube channel, or of course I believe on their Facebook channel too. Facebook page too. Again, great shows. I do love to watch that woman. She's so clever, so ingenious with what she brings us, and so full of inspiration and knowledge. So if you haven't seen them, it might be worth having a little look. Now, while Pete's busy in Hostage Corner picking his winner, let's chat die of the week, shall we? So this week we are focusing in, as we do every week, on one particular die. I love doing this because it is my chance to go and raid the warehouse and find something that I can bring you and share with you some fresh inspiration. And this is something I've had my eye on for a while. I haven't had a chance to play with this before and I really like it. There are 6 different sentiments in here from Sue Wilson. This is the Inspirational Words collection. The code number, if you wish to Google it to find it, is CED 5431. The recommended retail price is $14.99, but do have a little look around at our stockists because they have been given the opportunity this week, if they wish to put it on offer and give you up to 20% off of it. So do have a little look around. You may well find it on a cheeky offer at some of our stockists. And I wanted to share with you just a couple of cards that I've been creating with this. And this is the first week that we've gone a bit further. We're kind of growing our die of the week. Not only am I having a chance to play with it, but so are our incredible design team. So I'll show you a couple of samples that Laura's done with this one, and then in the future weeks coming up, you're going to get even more inspiration as more of our DT come into play with these dies as well. But this one, I wanted to just share with you a couple of different ones. Now this one I believe has been posted already on the Facebook page. So just chatting about that quickly, actually. Now this is interesting. You might remember that last week on the woodware page, I shared with you a A4 sheet that I'd stamped all over with the butterfly stamp set. And it was even our competition question for our last live to win the cards was what stamp and design was I on about. So you may well have gone and found that sheet or seen that image. I die cut that with the words, stuck them all onto a sheet and then blended blue ink over the top of them. So where you can see this black texture coming through on the words, it is that stamp sheet you're seeing. I don't think for all the tea in China you'd guess that, or I certainly wouldn't have. You may be way ahead of me, but I didn't imagine that for a second. As if this was planned, which it wasn't. Peter just happens to have that stamped to one hand. All that means is we've been lazy, not put it away from our last live. I said we, I didn't blame you. I'm getting the face from the left. No face needed.
You stashed him
It
in.
was my fault. I
in
should have put it
others.
away. Oh dear, domestic time. This stamp was the one that was
Domestic
used
number 2.
all over. What are you, a till at the post office? Come on down. This stamp, sorry, forgive us, stamped all over and then die cut out with the different words and then pieced back together to make up the background. As you can see, I was rather delighted by that effect. So I did it again, this time in silver mirror card onto a self-adhesive sheet and then infilled the gaps between it using our black onyx gemstones glitter to give a really nice sparkle and shimmer. Now I know that these are scheduled to be posted over the coming days, so I'm not going to share loads with you because you're going to get to see them, but I did want to give a little bit of a highlight to our lovely Laura's cards because there is 3 here that I've got from her. I don't know if I meant to share these with you. I have a feeling I might be told off tomorrow, but we're going to have a little dig in and we're going to have a little look because of, do you know what, I might as well get in trouble. So Laura has been creative this time with the word dream from this set, and she has used gold mirror card, and I was like, how have you done that? That looks rather cool. She's used gold mirror card, she sanded it down with some sanding paper and then used black stays on over the top to go in and distress it, and I thought that looked really vintage and very cool. It looked to me, my guess was that she'd done it with embossing powder, and it isn't at all. Sanded mirror card with stays on. Very, very cool. She's also brought in some of our cogs, and you can also see our cog background die. She's chosen to emboss it this time. That great technique and tip that Gwen gave us of using your rubber mat over the top of your die to actually emboss it as a background instead of die cutting it. And then she's added on the individual cogs coming down the side of it and used a cog stencil in the background to build that one up. And going off on a completely different tangent, this one's rather lovely. Very cool, very fresh, very modern, very much should be hung on my kitchen wall. This one, you've got inspire, create and imagine, and you've got those lovely woodware stamps coming in the background, and you can even see, and this is actually a really good time to point this one out, you can even see, if I can find it because I've lost it, this layered textured stamp been used in the reverse. Doesn't that look really yummy? Not at all autumnal, completely different just by the colours that has been used with it. But doesn't that look lovely? I think sometimes we see it in the package in black and we kind of think, oh, a bit grungy. Looking at it there, much more vintage and pretty. Very, very cool. And I think, what can we see around the edges? I'm sure she probably tells me if I read my post-its. What else has been used? Zinnia blooms, luster wax raindrop, old postcard stamp, layered textures. Oh, I've had a feeling they were in there too. So these are the layered, as if I should have read these earlier, couldn't I? That'll be your layered textures from in here. So that's that set too that's been added into this. I reckon these are the bits around there. I'm trying to work out what this is. Laura, are you with us? What's that bit? I feel like I should know what that is. Why can I not spot what that is? That's going to really annoy me because I can see it, but I don't know what it is. Never mind. And then on to number 3. This one again, completely different. And this has inspired something different. Again, honestly, Laura, font of all knowledge. She's used our train stamp and she's inked over the top of it, the actual die. I said stamp, didn't I? That's how my brain being confused. She's taken the train die, she's inked over the top of the die, and then cut it from our linen texture paper. I'm not going to tell you too much, but that technique well inspired me to get creative for some of the samples you're going to see with Gwen on Thursday. So if you've not seen that done before, really cool way to get that imprinted version from the die onto the paper. Even Pete's come to have a nose. Don't that look good?
It does. Laura says from the postcard set.
Ah. Thank you, Laura. Thank you. And then on here, Laura's used the word discover, and she's die cut into it to take away the positive, and she's used what is actually the negative, the part that's been cut into your card, left there and put gold underneath it, which again shows you can use the positive and the negative from each of the die cuts, which I thought, again, was very, very clever. So there are 3 there from Laura. When these get posted on the page throughout the week, pretend like you haven't seen them and give them lots and lots of love for me, please, because I could be in trouble, especially if she's watching, that I've shared them with you already. The die set to create all of those is the Inspirational Words set CED 5431, recommended retail price $14.99. Okay, Peter, do you have your winner for the evening?
I do.
And do you know where I put my little card? I found my little card.
Your little card.
Are you ready?
Not really, but you know, as ready as I'm ever.
We're coming over to you live in Hostage Corner.
Sorry for this evening. Thank you all for your lovely fairy names. Thank you all for taking part. Tonight's winner is... Still never tired of hearing that. Congratulations goes to Bethan Lion. Sorry, Bethan. Lion. We think Lion. Congratulations. If you'd like to, drop us an email at jamierogerscrafts@hotmail.com. Let us know if you want your cards signed or not, and we will get them sorted for you.
Lyon?
Lyon.
Well, it's for golden syrup. For golden syrup, isn't the logo for golden syrup a lion?
It is lions.
So that's spelt the same way, isn't it? It's got to be lions.
Sorry, it's time to go to bed soon.
It's only about 9 o'clock, Grandpa. Honestly, this is what I live with. This is where the problems come in, people. I'm telling you. I want to go to bed at 9, 8. It's 8:15.
Is it? Oh dear.
8:15. I know it's been a long day, but my goodness, I haven't even had dinner yet. Okay, so let's do a quick recap. So well done,
lion.
It is
correct. Sorry about that.
I was impressed at the golden syrup logic behind that. Sorry, has to be food or pancakes to get me there. Okay. Did you tell her where to email? I got so caught up in the lions bit. Oh,
I
good.
did. Yeah.
Okay. So then, quick recap. Autumnal collection now available from stockists. Of course, you've got your Fallen Leaves paper pad. You have got both of your stencils. You have got your A5 stamp sets. I should have used this one more this evening. I love these leaves. There's so much we can do with them. Maybe on another live. I'm sure this whole collection will be back many a time. It's one of those that I think you're going to get tired of seeing because I absolutely love it. There's so much we can do with this, so many ways we can take it to. And I know the DT and Francoise has got an awful lot more inspiration to be being shared with you over on the Woodwear page. If you're not already following the Woodwear page, then please do make sure that you are. I know that Francoise already gave a little hint that her next collection is coming up in December. So I know that you're going to be eagerly awaiting news and sneaky peeks of that as that date gets a bit closer. But let's stick with this one. That one is completely different, billion miles away from anything that is, of course, autumnal and beautiful like this one. Now this collection, if you would like to get hold of it right now, you are going to be able to find it at Glitter Bits and Crafts, Into Craft, Julia Watts Crafts, Affordable Crafting, Craft Mania, Out of Town Crafts, The Stamp Hut, The Art of Crafts, Gilly's Crafts, and Coleman Crafty Card Making, and of course Hobby Maker. So lots and lots of options to be able to delve on in and get hold of these pieces. If you have any questions or you struggle to find them, or we can help you in any way, then please do not hesitate to reach out to us because that is exactly what we're here for. And one last parting piece of information to share with you. If you would like to see some more in-person inspiration from this collection, Then Gwen will be taking this collection with her to her next demo day. Gwen is once again heading out on the road, and she is going to be with Glitter Bits and Crafts in Kettering on the 1st of November. Now, I've called it Kettering once again, and I don't feel that's right, but they're very close to Kettering. But where are they?
Morsley.
Morsley!
Because we're going to
all
go
coming back.
Downton Abbey, aren't we?
Morsley. So it's not far from Kettering. You know me, everything's somewhere near somewhere. I tried to put the Art of Craft in London the other day. Apparently it's about an hour away, I believe. But it's in that area.
They
so
are watching tonight as well, so
Kettering.
we should have been on best
Oh,
behaviour.
Should have been. Never
Mel will
are.
be on my case.
But if you are in the area, then do pop along and see Gwen. She'll be there from 10 till 4. If you have more questions or would like a postcode instead of just a random directional idea of somewhere in an area that I give you, then pop onto the events section of this page once again, and you will find a designated event tab telling you all about it, telling you where it is, what time it is, what day it is. And I think hinting that Gwen will be covering 3 collections on the day. That might be breaking news if it isn't, but 3 collections on the day, and this will be one of them. So if you have questions, if you'd like to see more inspiration, if you would like to get up close and personal with some of the samples that me, the DT, and of course Francoise herself has been creating, then that is the place to be, and you'll have brand new fresh inspiration from Gwen. So that is, of course, Saturday the 1st of November, 10 till 4 at Glitter Bits and Crafts. Please do not miss it. I have a feeling you're going to have a fun day. There is also some incredible bargains to be had, I believe, isn't there? I'm getting a nod from the left. Now, once again, don't forget to join Gwen on Thursday evening at 7 p.m. when she will be sneaky peeking Sue Wilson's brand new collection. I honestly, truthfully think you're going to really like this one. It's a bit different, it's fun, it certainly ticks some boxes for some people in my world that I struggle to craft for. Now I feel I'm breaching off into the time of giving hints. I'm going to stay stum and tell you to be back here at 7 p.m. on Thursday for Gwen, who I'm sure will inspire you abundantly with the new collection. She will then be bringing it to you live on Hobbymaker on Saturday at 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. Do not miss the shows, because genuinely, truthfully, I think we might have a sellout on our hands this time, and I don't want you to miss out on it if you like the look of it. So grab it while it's there if it's something like me you have fallen in love with. Gwen will share with you lots of samples, a few from me, a few from her, and lots from the DT on Thursday and on the shows on Saturday. And then next Monday, I think I might have a little play. I think we might have a little look at it and play around with it. And then next Thursday, Gwen will be back to give you some more inspiration as we celebrate Stockist launch as such with it too. So if you can join us, again, Thursday for Gwen at 7, shows on Hobbymaker on Saturday at 1 and 5, and then I'll be back with you next Monday at 7 p.m. Thank you all for joining us this evening. It's been a joy to be with you. Thank you for keeping us company.
Thank you very much. Nice to see you all.
Good night from me.
Good night from me.
And we'll see you soon.
Take care.
Night all.
Night night.